Peace to all of the kings and queens that's out there. This is your brother, the 13th letter to the cipher, and we are BACKAGNTONIGHT. How are you all doing? Well, I want to say this Trump thing. Did anybody expect anything different? I didn't. I knew that the man was going to be acquitted of all charges anyway. You have a House that's Democrat, Senate is Republican, and he's a Republican. That shows you right there who has the juice. In fact, it's all a distraction for you. Something else is really going on. This is just a distraction. And it's all fake. It's all fake. It is staged this way to keep your mind occupied on that while this is happening. And what they're really doing to us and what they really plan to do with us. Oh, yeah. If you think that that's what's really happening, I think that you need to what's going on in the world of politics. Politics. It's a game, especially when you know that the U.S. is for sale. China owns some of the U.S. The Arabs most definitely own, if I'm not mistaken, 17% of the U.S. The U.S. is for sale. It's not a country anymore. It's a business. And if anyone think that it's a country, they're wrong. It is a business. This is why all of your letters on your Social Security card is capital letters. But they don't teach you to write like that in school. They teach you to write uppercase and lowercase. When you're typing, they teach you to type uppercase and lowercase. But on your Social Security card, it's all caps. I did a video in regards to that, about why your name is in all caps on your Social Security card. I did a video about that. I think it's Black History 30. I think it's Black History. Getting back to Trump, Trump is going to be acquitted. He's doing exactly what they want him to do. And whom am I speaking of? I'm speaking of all of those parties that's behind the scenes, like the Bilderbergs and the DuPonts and the Wahlbergs and some more families. It's like 12 of them. Some people even call them the Olympians. But I don't like the guy because I know what he stands for. He's part of the John Birch Society. And if you're not familiar with the John Birch Society, it is a secret society. Like you have Freemasons and the Elks, what you call them people that become philanthropists that wears the fez. Yeah. What do you call them? The people that runs the St. Joseph hospitals and shit like that. The rock and roll McDonald's and shit like that. The Shriners. Okay, because whom are they? The Shriners thing. He'll run for re-election, and from the looks of it, there's not too many people that is able to run against this man, even though many people hate him because of what he stands for. Not only is he John Birch Society, he's also KKK. And if I'm not mistaken, according to resources, he likes to read Mein Kampf by Adolf Hitler. Keeps it in his bedroom. Real talk. My source is very credible. And if you want to know who it is, just check out Mark Anaheim. I'm just saying. What else? Rush Limbaugh. Yeah, Rush Limbaugh. No, excuse me. Go back to Trump. I don't like him, but I do like something about him, and he wants the American people to keep their guns. He keeps telling you, do not allow these people to take your guns, and he see that. You know why? It's a reason because he know what you don't know. He know what you don't know, and it's what black people have been telling you all for many, many years. These black master teachers that I'm talking about. And if you're not familiar with them, I'm talking about Dr. Francis Cresswell. See, I'm talking about Dr. John Henry Clark. I'm talking about Dr. Benjo Harkinen. Hell, I'm talking about Dr. Khalid Muhammad, most definitely. I'm talking about Elijah Muhammad. I'm talking about even Louis Farrakhan before he went over to Scientology when he was Louis Farrakhan. But anyway, and many more, and many more. Huey Newton, Eldridge Cleaver, Catherine Cleaver, Angela Davis, Geronimo, uh, even Tupac's mom, and so many more. There's a lot of people that I can tell you that will tell you don't give up your guns, and people who don't own guns and not able to own guns, you may want to get you a gun or two. Because when then people say you want to get on the truck, or it's yeah, yeah, concentration is coming. Concentration is coming. Concentration is coming. Like I said, that's why they had killed all of those animals over there in Australia, right? To starve out the people, not only to start out the people. Look how many other animals that died over there in the Amazon in South America. People didn't think about that. But Donald Trump, yeah, he said, keep your guns. Keep your guns, people, keep your guns. And stop saying that guns are bad, that guns are killing people. Guns are not killing people. People are killing people. People are killing people, not the guns. Okay? When you get rid of your guns, they're going to come in on you. You have no defense. And these white people know that. This is why they have militias. This is why they have militias. Because some white people know that. You can call them rednecks or whatever, but those rednecks that have those militias, they're not playing because they understand what's going on. And Mr. Rush Limbaugh, who gets the in connection with Donald Trump, Rush Limbaugh receives some type of congressional medal of freedom or something, some shit like that from Donald Trump. Now, if you all are not familiar with Rush Limbaugh is one of their great radio personalities, and I did say there because he's a right winger, like to the utmost. And some of the things that he said, um, like the NFL, he spoke about the NFL. He said the NFL is becoming to look like the Blood and the Crips, only without weapons. He also said that he don't mind black people. Somebody needs to clean out the sewers. Rush Limbaugh said also said that Columbus saved the Indians from themselves. I'm just saying, and the president that you voted for, gave this man the Congressional Freedom Medal, whatever, some presidential shit, because they all in the same bed and they have the same philosophy about black people and any people that's not a part of their Aryan Hood nation. I'm serious, but they got something for you. And it's not what you think it is. It's not going down to politics. They will never tell you. They will always sidetrack you. Always sidetrack you. Okay? So you think about that while learning. Now I've been really doing some digging, right? I've been doing some digging in regards to religion. If you've seen in my last video, I spoke about how Elohim meaning several gods and stuff like that. And I got into a conversation with some Christians. Like I said, I don't know why they want to try to battle me. I'm the wrong guy to be battling you, a Christian. And go play with somebody else down the street. But however, I am finding out some very interesting things about religion, and even all the way back to the Kemetic civilization, which was our civilization, meaning black, because Kemet means black, the land of the blacks. Okay, and they're from Nubia. They Nubians, Ethiopians. So for those of you who did not know who Kemetic people were, they were black people, Nubians, Ethiopians, Cushites, Canaanites, Hamites. That be us. Okay. Now, um, even in the Bible, it speaks about the serpent. Now, I want to give this to my Christian brothers and sisters. I want to drop something off on you real nice and slick. Now, the serpent that's in the Bible, right? Ironically, I look at this serpent and I look at all of the other schools of thoughts that I've studied. Rather, it has been Hinduism, whether it's been Catholicism, whether it's been Kemetic history, and how they worship the snake, and how the snake would actually appear on the pharaoh's headgear. Even a sect in one of her transforming styles bodily, she's a snake, still with the horns and the sun disk in the middle. And the serpent is used a lot in the Bible. I mean, he's called snake, he's called serpent, he may be even called the dragon. And the dragon, once we talked about, is a lizard again. Okay. It's a lizard again. Now, I stumbled upon this information which reverted me back to what I'm talking about in regards to the lizard thing, and how these serpents are actually maybe, just maybe, good. Just maybe good, and maybe the serpent is the God, and maybe God is the devil for my Christian family, even for the Muslim family, because Muslims are Christians and Christians are Muslims. I did a video on that. So you all have the same uh, philosophy, the same school of thought, because it came from the Jews themselves. Okay. I went into that in my last video. My last video, they shut it down. It was they shut it down, and I had to retitle it, um, shape it up to their standards, and then reposted it. But um, yeah, yeah, the serpent thing. I've read an article. Check this out. The serpent. Keep the serpent in mind. Now, you have how many of y'all are familiar with the Aztecs and Montezuma and Cortez and the Spaniards? Now, check this out. Check this out. Uh, when when Cortez met the Aztecs, okay, in Mexico, when he came over on the shores of Mexico, and I think the town is Tenochtitlan or Tenochtitlan, something to that effect. Okay, but in Mexico, okay. Now, when he came over there, the reason why he conquered the Aztecs so quickly was because the Aztecs thought that he was the god of their prophecy, which is whose name was Quetzalcoatl. Now, Quetzalcoatl, according to the Aztec history, is a serpent god. Now, the Aztecs, very wise people, know the stars, but they was looking for something, for their prophecy and the God to return, a certain God. But the school of thought and the philosophy that the Aztecs had, they got it from the people of the Nile. They got it from the people of the Nile. This is why they were able to build. So that goes back to the Nagas and the Olmecs. That's right. So the Aztecs were not the first people here in Mexico, aka America. It was the Olmecs. It was the Olmecs, and they studied their school of thought from the Olmecs, and the Olmecs come from where? The Nile. Interesting thought. The serpent. Now, if the Aztecs, whom they say their people are the star people, the Kemetic people say that they come from the cosmos, and the serpent is a form of divinity, and the Aztecs, who got their school of thought from the Olmecs, felt that their serpent was a form of divinity. Now, when you get this book, when you get the book, when you start reading that sun book, the Bible, and it speaks about the serpent real bad, but if the serpent was so bad, if the serpent was so bad, Satan, that devil, that dragon, if he was so bad, why was he having a meeting with God in the book of Job? In fact, he came with the sons of God, okay? Not just one, but it was plural. And that's in the book of Job, chapter 1 or chapter 2. I don't exactly remember what chapter, but it's right in the beginning. And I believe that's chapter 1. If it's not, it's chapter 2. And God say, where you coming from, Satan? What you doing with the sons of God? Why is the sons of God hanging out with Satan? Or why is Satan hanging out with the sons of God? In fact, they didn't even have a dollar bet. They just made word on it. It's like, I bet you that. And in fact, God gave the serpent, Satan, the dragon, power, gave him permission to go ahead and fuck Job up. How many of you all out there feel like Job right now? You see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? But this serpent thing, even when you look at medicine, what does your medicine or medical bar look like? It looks like a two-headed serpent. A two-headed serpent or two serpents. Yeah, and that represents some form of life. Cureness, a cure for your illness. How about that? When you see that sign, you look at that sign as a cure for your illness. Or hope that there's a cure for your illness, because that's the medical sign. But they got that sign not from this school of thought, from this period, age of time in which we're living. They got that all the way back from the people in Kemet. Yeah. And I can't call them Egyptians, because that's the Greek name for Kemet. They were not Egyptians, they were Kemetic people on a black land, aka Al-Kubalan. And for those of you who don't know what Al-Kubalan is, it means land of the blacks or Garden of Eden. Africa comes from Afrikaners. That's a whole different conversation. But think about that. Why is this serpent so important, and why was he given so much power? Why couldn't the God of that sun book, and even in the Quran and even in the Torah, how could that mighty God not just wipe that serpent out? How could that serpent, that devil, that great dragon have so much power to pull down legions of angels with him against the so-called God himself? And even to this very day, even until this very day, even until this very day, we speak about legions of devils. Legions of devils on this plane of existence are people. Think about the good people and the bad people. Think about the good people and the bad people. And who is the devil? Who is the snake? Who is God actually? I mean, because you can only be God of that which you govern, correct? You can only be God of that which you govern. And who governs this place, this world that we live in, is not some spooky God like the Christians and the Jews and the Muslims believe. No, we're talking about real people here on earth that's ruling, that are the gods. Just like you're a God, but you don't think you are because you can't wrap your head around it, nor can you really see yourself in the position to govern anything. If you think that way, you think that way. If you don't think that way, that means that we are on high frequency here. Yeah, think about it. That serpent, could not that serpent really be the God in that book, Christianity, people? You say, no way, no way. But why God just couldn't wipe the serpent out? Why God could not just do that? Why did God allow the serpent to make the moves that he made? In fact, the point that I was going to make earlier, it even says in the book of Revelations that Satan will rule in the last days, for he would be released from the bottom of this pit for 1,000 years. Are you fucking serious? What the fuck is your God doing? What the fuck is he doing? Eating cupcakes, smoking weed, having a drink, uh, having a girly party? What the fuck is he doing that he's going to allow death to take over for 1,000 years? And you think that you will be part of the 144,000 that is supposed to be saved? Really? They got your mind fucked up. They got your mind fucked up. I really hate, and reverting back to the video that I really just posted, 127. I really hate that I had to repost it. In fact, they put it on. They actually put it under another account of mine that went on another social media page and actually got like 50 views. But I can't get that 50 views on the original YouTube page that I loaded it up on. Hey, they do what they want to do with it, okay? They do, and this was like a couple of days before, okay? But it's on my other pages and stuff like that. So it's all good. So once again, to the people who asking me about the numbers again, I don't control them. You all control them along with those YouTube people. And the YouTube people really have the final say so. I even heard one guy say he had 5,000 likes but only had 3,000 views. That didn't make no sense. He had another guy says that he had 1,000 likes but only had 575 views. That don't make no sense to me mathematically, and it doesn't make sense mathematically to you also. Um, the serpent could not or could be my Christian family, seeing that the Kemetic people, who has the oldest civilization here on the planet, we have the oldest civilization on the planet, and we worship the serpent. According to Kemetic science, mystery, history, philosophy, teaching. We, black people, Hamites, Canaanites, Cushites, Nubians, the serpent was a part of our higher power, along with the sun. Along with the sun. I made a video, that last video, I think it's Black History 127, and the sun. Just think, I just told you that that Bible was a sun book, and when you really go through it, you will actually see that it's astrological, and it moves in science. How did they find Jesus? How did they find Jesus? That's a whole nother entity. I have to do some more research on that. What about in the book of Exodus, told them to do what? Follow what? Follow a cloud. Still dealing with cosmos, still dealing with atmospheres. What did Ezekiel see? He saw something in the heavens, the spaceship, the mothership, the aliens. That's right. As I stated in the last video, your savior is an alien. I did. Told you that. Just give you something to think about. But just think about that serpent, though, and why God couldn't wipe him out. Let me see. Why did God allow that serpent to have so much power? And why did we as black people in our original mind frame of thought, why did we worship the serpent? Why did the Pharaoh, the king, worship the serpent? Why is that when you have the sun, in some sciences, the snake goes right around it? When you look at the Kundalini, okay, go on and so forth. When you have the Egyptian goddess was a Hindu. She's got seven protectors of fury, dragons, it looked like, around her to protect her. Serpent-like reptiles. And then on top of that, what do we call Queen Elizabeth and the people who actually run this world? We call them reptilians. This shit is crazy, yo. But you think about that. Like I said, I'm finishing up the Aquarian Gospel. Life's been life, and I'm almost done with that. And I'll give you that information. Some of it I already gave you before in prior videos, but this one is going to be great. So for all of you fans that's out there, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your co-workers, that serpent may be onto something. My Christian family, my Muslim family, that shaitan. Maybe shaitan, or maybe the serpent was really God. Just think about that. I know you can't wrap your head around it, but like I said, I just gave you a historical point of view of who the Aztecs were looking for when Cortez showed up. But Cortez knew the Aztecs' prophecy, so he showed up the way that he did. And when he showed up, not only did he have some Spanish people, a Spanish army with him on horses, this guy had local other tribes that were being oppressed by the Aztec people that actually allied with Cortez to conquer the Aztecs. Do your research, you all. It's your brother, the 13th letter to the cipher. If I've said anything that you like, by all means, press the subscribe button. Okay? Press that subscribe button. And one more thing for you. You know, the man of sin, my Christian people. The man of sin. Who is the man of sin? My Christian people, my Muslim brothers and sisters, who my Jewish friends. Who is the man of sin? Well, from my experience, the man of sin is your enemy, right? The man of sin is one who destroys you, right? The man of sin is one who makes you go local and lose your right frame of mind because you're living in a fucked up world that he rules, right? The man of sin is one who poisons your water. The man of sin is one who poisons your food and feed you fake food, who have people and regulators in the FDA that sanction you to eat cancerous food. The man of sin. The man of sin puts metals in the air, not only to kill you, but to kill the trees that aluminum and other metals that are being polluted in the air by the man of sin is killing trees. And when you kill trees, you kill you. And when you kill you or the trees, I say the trees and the bees. The trees and the bees. Without no plant life and no bees, there's no you. Without no oxygen, there's no you. So you tell me, who is the man of sin? The man of sin puts fluoride in your water. The man of sin puts fluoride in your toothpaste. The man of sin makes laws unjustly for the poor. And if you think I'm lying, all of those people that you talk about on TV in regards to political figures, their conversation don't be about you at all. So you give them your power. You give the man of sin your power, your energy, so that he can continue to grow. Who is the man of sin? Who is the man of sin? My Christian family, my Muslim family, or anybody. My Jewish people out there. Who is the man of sin? If he's other than whom I just specified. Who is the man of sin? Who helps you to calcify your pineal gland? Who miseducates you? Who feeds you false news? Who feeds you false hope? The man of sin. The man of sin, according to one master teacher, gives you nothing. He said, why do you like the devil? Because the devil gives you nothing. Why do you like the devil? Because the devil gives you nothing. Man of sin. It's your brother, the 13th letter to the cipher. Don't drink and drive. Stay away from the popo. Don't be smoking weed in your car while you're driving. Have some love, peace, and respect for yourself. If you like this video, press that subscribe button. If there was something that I said that was informative to you, press that subscribe button. But most importantly, you think about the serpent, my Christian family, my Muslim family, the Jewish people that I know. You think about that serpent. And why did he just bruise the head of the serpent? Why didn't he just kill it? Could the serpent be